Hey, good evening to the Open Talk community. Tonight we have an AMA with Cherish. His speak about the project is Marv. So yeah, I suppose if we could just start with some info about the core team members' experience and background in crypto, that'd be great, Marv. Thanks.
All right, sure. Thanks for the introduction. My name is Marvin, also known as Marv. I'm the project lead at Cherish. I'm head of marketing, sales, and anything that has to do with how we present the project to the outside world, and also artists and all that good stuff that has to do with it. Then the other side of our team, we have the developers. It's led by Armoniel. He is an overachieving super dev. He's a really impressive person who's leading two other awesome devs right now. Who is my camera not on? Wait, somebody just said that it's gone.
Hey, but I noticed in the last AMA I couldn't see the camera, but I think Ladizzle was saying he couldn't see. Maybe some people have to log in and log back out to see the camera, but I saw you when you put it on before, yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead anyway. So okay, so yeah, we have three devs, Harmonial and two other devs who work tirelessly to get the project finished by when we launch. But that's by far not all the people that work on it. We have great advisors. Owen, who I work with very closely, is one of the main organizational executives over at Cherry Network. And then our main advisors are Lupiter, also an executive at Cherry Network, and Herman, whom is the CEO of Cherry Network and has worked on projects like Dash and Pivx. So he's a bit of a legend in the layer one blockchain community. The reason why we work so tight knitly with these people is because we initially all work for the incubator from Cherry, since Cherry is a new blockchain, a new layer one starting up in the next month. We will release the mainnet. So we are a bit of the flagship project for the new blockchain, showing off all the new technology. Most of that has to do with data, how we store data, data on nodes, and the adaptability of data. So it's quite innovative stuff. We have a pretty big team and a lot of support, a lot of backing, a lot of very good advisors. So all around, we are ready, set to go to fire this thing off.
Okay, awesome. So Cherish was founded in August 2021. What's been happening for the first 6 months? And you're building a decentralized social network. What's happening in that area?
Yeah, so me myself, I've worked for Cherish for a bit over a month. Yeah, like a month and a half, something like that. No, a little less actually. So I've not been there from the start because that was mostly developmental work. Just to give some background why they picked me for this job, because now you're thinking, oh, he's only worked there for a little while, is because I worked with a bunch of other coins in the past. I've made a bunch of coins. I kind of genesised one of the coins that starts with cum and ends with Akit, something like that, which full name I will not disclose for legal reasons. So I've got a passion for all these social media coins. So they hired me after a while and put me on this project. So what's been happening the last 6 months? Well, first and foremost, the most important thing for our project is the basis, right? We need to get the blockchain ready, up and running. So full focus has gone towards that. Then after that, the projects can come. So most of the people who are working on projects from Cherish on Cherry worked for Cherry in the past as well, but they've just kind of meandered over to projects that they've been assigned to. So in the last couple months, we've been just getting ready to be able to launch these projects and put developer teams on them. For Cherish, they've been working on it for quite a while, since this summer. Getting the backend ready, building the website so it's interactable with smart contracts, and data can be stored, because that's a pretty big hassle if you need to store social media and blog posts, music, and pictures on it. So it's quite a hassle. So they've been working on that for quite a while, and now our alpha platform is out there. for the world to see. It's very much in the alpha stages, but a lot has been done in that time. We're working on a secondary version as we speak. So right now it's the time for us to go and do some marketing and get the name out there. So and doing the pre-sales recently, one coming up tomorrow. That's the things going on in the last couple 6 months right now. So that's a general view of where we're heading and where we've come from.
Great. So you're building a decentralized social network for artists. Will it be musicians, art, and all sorts of from the art backgrounds?
Yeah, we say art a lot, but it's generally for every content creator out there. So if you're a digital artist, if you paint, if you're a vlogger or whatever content you create, it's really for them, because we wanted to make a platform that really caters to the artists, and where we that really runs out of itself. We don't really need the okay, everything just went black for a second. We don't need the infrastructure like other platforms like OnlyFans and Patreon. We need a different infrastructure. So we wanted to make this open for everybody, where everybody can mint their NFTs, make their blog posts, trade on the marketplace, and even do e-commerce with physical items. So we're reaching for a pretty big plan here. We want to do a lot of stuff with it, but first, the content creators and the artists will be our main focus.
How does it work for the artists, and will you be onboarding like influencers as well to use the platform?
Right now, the way we are approaching it is, you have this new platform, so you need to make sure that the right people get on the right platform, so they don't use it for illegal activities, or they don't post illegal content, and that's what you have to make sure of. So right now for the platform, we're not opening floodgates just yet. So we're doing a very stringent selective program for who we allow on the platform. And we want these people to become, influencers. We want these people to be influencers and people that have a lot of reach, so we can get the word out about the projects as best as possible with the right people to showcase what our identity is, before the platform runs amok and everybody just posts whatever they want. And everybody should be able to post whatever they want, but to really showcase the key identity that the platform tries to has, and then in the future it will be open to everybody who wants. So if you like drawing your cat, or you make crazy 3D content, you're a vlogger, you're a blogger, you like making anime figurines, whatever it is, you'll find your place on there for sure.
And toys on YouTube that they get millions of viewers for some strange.
Kids just click, that's it.
With the artists, where they can accept questions such as paint me a portrait of my dog pets, or they could do family portraits, caricatures. The sky's the limit. I saw that on the white paper. It was a really cool feature.
Yeah, definitely. We want it to be open for everybody, and want them to be unfeathered in the way that they create, and the way that they want to reach out to their community, and create a platform just for that. But the platform is really created for an artist to showcase themselves, in a sense that you might not. It's not a platform to mainly get discovered, and everybody gets on your page randomly. No, this is where you showcase what is you and how you want to be showcased to the world. So that prevents us from getting into the dilemma. Okay, like, do we let people promote things on our website? Of course, we'll have featured artists and stuff like that. But do I promote stuff? Who do I pay to get promoted? How do I get bigger in the trending lists and stuff like that? We won't do any of that. This is really for you, the artists, to showcase what you have and interact with your fan base.
That the artists control all their content and posts they can put up for the fans to consume. Yeah,
exactly.
Right. And so how does it work with the token? Is the token used on the platform? Is there any fees? How does it work?
So the token, the token called Cherish coin, or CHC, will be used on the platform for. So actually, I have a nice visual. This might be helping. Is there a way you could maybe allow me to type in the chat for a second?
Yeah, if,
So
if someone,
I've got some visual elements that I might be able to share.
or you could share your screen alongside the Telegram, and we'll be able to see that as well.
Yeah, I'm talking via my phone because my computer camera is a bit too wide, and you see all the mess I've made behind me. So otherwise, I'll drop it in chat later. I can just talk about it. So the creator will be able to offload their content to the whole to any user that might like their content. Then the user or the people who use Cherish will be able to reimburse them with tips, subscriptions, commissions for custom artwork, or buy mint NFTs, and then e-commerce. If you do merchandise, you might be able to buy it with CHC. Then because for now the way it's set up, because it's on the Cherish network, the Cherry network, you will have to pay fees with Cherish, which will be extremely low and extremely fast. So that's a bit how it would all work within the Cherry ecosystem. Then for just people who would invest in it, there'd be staking, to hold price stability, which favors both the users and the creators, and they can enjoy extra revenue from that and price increases if the market deems it favorable.
The premium features, or is it a subscription base for the artists, or is it free for them to use the platform?
For the artists, it's completely that would be pretty much free. So then maybe we have to keep this running and pay the people in the blockchain who keeps the nodes running. So the artists would get a very small amount of their earnings. That I don't want to say tax because that's a very old word, but there'd be a fee, a slight one, and then the users would pay for any content that they want.
So for investors in the token, will there be any profit share from advertising on the social network?
So we want the creators initially to be the ones that benefit most from the platform, right? So that they can support their lifestyle and their way of creating art and content, and then most of the funds that do get accumulated into the platform will go to further development and general fees to upkeep the network, because if imagine you're starting a new blockchain and the people are uploading MP4 videos and audio. That takes a lot of data, so it's not cheap. Try uploading a 4-minute long video on Ethereum and tell me how much that's going to cost. So although the chain deals with that immensely, some of that stuff needs to be reimbursed and dissipated between the people working and the nodes working on the network. And other than that, of course, further integration and further payments, and then of course the staking pool. We don't want to give too much of the CHC away for profit sharing, because it's a pretty slippery slope. If everybody's wallet gets really big, all of a sudden we can't promise the creators that they have a stable way of making income, and we really want to be able to ensure them that they'll be able to do this sustainably and with longevity in mind.
You're building an NFT marketplace. Will there be a charge for artists to mint on there, and then what will happen with the profit in the NFT marketplace?
Yeah, so you will definitely be able to mint on the platform at a certain point. All minting, all the fees. It's your own content. If you're minting NFTs, you can compare it to OpenSea fees. It's absolutely minimal. They're able to put their royalties on there, share it between people, and earn that way. The thing that I personally find really interesting about the NFTifying is the fact that you'll be able to NFTify, if that's a word, maybe music samples. So artists can use and share music samples on there, get paid in royalties for those samples, and then still be traceable. Like now, samples get stolen all the time, and that is a way to prevent that and have a little bit of legacy behind that. Although that you don't need to really be disclosed, you will who you are. You'll be able to enjoy some of the continuing profits from what you've done and what you've created.
How's the tokenomics work on the buys and sells for investors at Cherish?
Pardon? Can you repeat that?
How does the tokenomics work for the buys and sells on the Cherish token for investors?
There's no tokenomics. You buy the token and you sell the token. It's not, no fees are going to go away. It's a new blockchain. We don't really want to include buy taxes or sell taxes. You buy what you get what you buy initially. On the platform itself, there may be fees, but we're not going to ask people to give away 10% just to it's not healthy for the economy. And I truly believe that all these coins that have a lot of buy and sell tax with the same goal as us, they pool coins and value in some way or some kind, and they can't really get rid of it in a decent economy. You really need the money to flow from one way to another without really middlemen, and we're really trying to cut the middlemen out here.
So 0% tax on the token. How will you build the liquidity for the token and marketing without the tax? Will that come from the social network platform?
So the fees, we're doing quite a bit of fundraising for this token. So we have quite a sizable LP pool. So there's not much to be worried about then. And then afterwards, we'll be able to look at what the LP pool arrangements are and how everything's divided, and then move cash or liquidity from the content platform itself to the website or the liquidity pool. So that everybody can always access all the money and all their value, and nothing gets lost. So it's really focused on longevity here.
And have you got plans for audits before the launch or after launch?
Yeah, after the I think the IDO, we're doing the audit. I think this will be in combination with the Cherry Network audit. So to make sure that everybody gets ensured that everything will be fine. But personally, I know it's very important to worry about this audit. I'm not telling you not to worry about it, but we're backed by Cherry Network. I work with the CEO from Cherry Network, and they are backed by big Silicon Valley VCs. So it's like it's pretty stable, and we're making sure everything is done correctly and done right, because it's not like any other project where people can just disappear with money. We have obligations to other instances. So you're very much safe, or I will be in jail. So if that's a way to say it. We're also mostly doxed, except for people who don't really matter to, like our designers and stuff like that.
Okay, that's great. And with the marketing going forward, how are you going to promote the Cherish token and the social media network you're building?
So there's a couple things we want to do, right? I think the first thing is we have quite a lot of traction with the fact that we're the flagship token of Cherish of Cherry Network, and that we have a very big community behind that. The second thing would be the influencers on our platform and the people talking about it. On top of that, our ambassador program for the Cherry Network is helping out with that, and that's stuff that comes as itself. But as you said, marketing is very important. But so we're doing all these pre-sales because we're going to have to box up to the big boys, being Patreon and OnlyFans, and that's not an easy battle because they're very established brands. So that's why we're doing 2 pre-sales to have enough capital to do more intrusive and aggressive marketing as the further we get with the project. But the first thing that needs to be done is the platform needs to be launched. There needs to be a product that is enticing to new investors. There needs to be very clear and easy onboarding for new people if you're not into crypto. So that comes in a form of like credit cards acceptance and stuff like that. So we're working on a lot of ways to make it very easily to onboard, and then we will really start marketing, because otherwise you'll be marketing for people that have no idea what your program is, what your platform is, or how it works, because they think crypto and they get confused. So the tactic we've chosen is make it as easy as possible for people to get involved with the project and get active, and then we can really go for the big leagues. Not saying that we haven't got any short-term marketing solutions on the way, and all our marketing efforts go in tandem with Cherry Network's marketing efforts. And if you look up how much that has in store, and if you search for some rumors around there, you can really find something. And we have the luck of being the flagship product, so that's going to help us out a lot as well.
Great. I can open it up to the rest of the team. But so you're going public this week. Is it going to be a first pre-sale or a second pre-sale for investors to get involved?
So last week we did our first pre-sale. That was with Seedling, or in-house launchpad for Cherry Network. So tomorrow we are doing our second pre-sale. This is on CyberFi. The first pre-sale we raised about $150,000. Tomorrow we're aiming for the same thing, and then we have raised I want to say over $300,000 in private sales as well. Not to mention private venture capital funds that we've already had. So we have a lot of backing right now, and that we'll make sure everything is vested for 6 months as well. So we're making sure we have a very smooth launch. Then when March 10th rolls around, we will have our launch, our distribution. The airdrop will go out as well, and then we can get started on some bigger marketing and some bigger schemes. So right now we're still really in the middle of our collection phase. So that's what's going on right now. I guess I'll give some more information about the pre-sale after.
Yeah. So I can open it up to the rest of the team. If anyone's got a question for Marv, go ahead.
Hey, Lynn. Yeah, I was listening, and it sounds super cool. And with you building like your own blockchain, what will people be able to just connect to it like any other chain, like just using Trust wallets and MetaMask and stuff like that?
Yeah. Right now we're working on making sure that it's accessible as possible. So with conventional means, people will be able to get on it and connect with it. And then we will first launch the token on BSC, so it's tradable, but it will, it will be ported in some kind of way, so it's on the Cherry Network itself. So, but we want to keep it as convenient as possible for people, not to have too many hurdles. I think that's pretty much our one of our key values here. Make sure that everybody has the easiest time. So first will be BSC, and then we will open it up to other chains as well, because we want to include as many people as possible on BSC, although it's a bit of a amateuristic blockchain. It's very uncentralized, and it really goes against our mission and vision. It's where most of the people venture without having to go through Ethereum. So yeah, that's a bit of the plan.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and you mentioned BSC is a little. I know. Yeah, it's Binance and it's their baby, right? Of course, they're not gonna go
Yeah.
full decentralization and whatnot. So how are you guys gonna be doing it different?
That's specifically a question really for Cherry. I'll try my best to answer that. We have IPS, interplanetary filing systems. So, and we will be running nodes. So people will be able to run nodes on their computer and then allow the network to use some of their data storage. So if you have like a couple terabytes free, you can just allow the network to use that. Of course, we have redundancy, so you won't find somebody's Rocket League plays on your computer all of a sudden everything fragmented and encrypted. So yeah, it's going to be completely decentralized because it's based on the network, and we're working very closely with them to make that happen.
Okay, yeah, I get it. So people will kind of have a you're looking at a model with sort of like proof of storage where people can run their nodes, and then and what about for the validators? Are you like looking for special ways to kind of get some strong validators on board, or how is that gonna work? If there's any information on that.
That's a very specific question for the network devs itself. I just know that they're doing staking and no, they're doing storage and staking to make sure it's everything settled. I don't like saying I don't know on AMAs, but it's a very technical question, so I'm not the right person for that. But if you head over to the Cherry network platform, the Telegram, you'll find a lot of answers for that, and we're coming out with a whole tutorial brand book, kind of with all the information you might need to work and code on the Cherry network. So you'll be able to just look through that and get all the answers you need, because we want to make this as open source as possible for new developers to get in and get busy with the platform.
Yeah, it's I was only asking about all this, and I was gonna ask you about if you're gonna build a bridge and all that, but yeah, if it's everything technical is gonna be revealed, I'll take a look at that. Because the reason I was asking is because it sounds like you guys have a pretty solid plan and a project, so I couldn't like really see the need to actually have your own blockchain on top of it, right? Because you're building something super cool for artists and getting them involved, and yeah. But I'll take a read and see what you guys have planned. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but you know, these days there's a lot of platforms and content creation platforms being decentralized, and a lot of people get really excited for them. But it's, you know, you can decentralize your currency as much as you want, but if you don't decentralize the content, what are you doing? You're just looking for another data farm to store all your data, right? So we want to get away from that, and I think that really sets us apart because then, you know, if you decentralize it all, we can't, you know, it's very hard to censor meaning like opinions and all that stuff. Of course, we'll have some kind of oversight for illegal activities, but you know, we promise not to touch anything you mean or say. We don't want it to become the 4chan of crypto, of course. So, but you know, it's something that's meant to be open, and people are meant to participate and be able to share their voice, and that's why it needs to be decentralized. Look at Twitter, look at Facebook. They like censoring a lot of things, YouTube and TikTok even too. So people are adult, like people are smart enough to know what is possible to go on there and not, but we're not 100% leaving it up to them, of course.
Yeah, that sounds like a fair way. And yeah, I remember a time where people used to care a lot more about decentralization and permissionless and all the good stuff that got us all into crypto in the first place. So if you guys are building towards that, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah.
Yeah, the key word there is trustless. That's really where we want to go. We want to make everything trustless in between in the blockchain. We just want to, it will work no matter if it's trusted or not. But I say trustless, but trustless in the developer way of talking,
Yeah,
not in the.
I understand what you mean. I mean, I would love
Yeah.
to live in a world where everybody runs their own nodes and has their own mini validator or something. So when you tell someone, it's like, here, you're going to become your own bank because you're part of this, and it's all peer-to-peer
Yeah.
permission, is all the good stuff, right? I really wanted to see, I
Hmm.
want people to get involved, learn how to use it, and then apply it, right? Because we've gotten to a point where people just care if it's fast, if it's making them money, and all the surface level of crypto, but they need to take a little step back and see the great picture. So if you guys are working towards that, it sounds it sounds super good for me, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're working towards.
Yeah.
We can move on to investor questions. We've got some coming in there. Syed, you had a question for Marv. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Thank you again. So I was wondering that you are developing this social media platform for artists and content creators. So I want to know that will the fans and followers be able to interact with the artists and content creators on Cherish platform?
Yes, definitely. We want to create a place where artists can interact as much as they like with their fans within the parameters of the possible on the blockchain. If you want to feature watch full length Netflix movies on there, that's gonna be a bit difficult. But it's really a place where we want the artists and the community to come together and talk about things and interact with each other in an awesome way and give each other inspiration.
Okay, got it. And so what will be the requirements for followers and fans to join the Cherish platform?
I think we're deciding on how we want to do it because we want to, of course, we make it's crypto. People don't like giving out their identity, so we're trying to make sure that everybody gets in as much as possible without having to give up KYC and all that. But if you have a wallet, you'll be able to sign off what you wanted to say, sign off your comments, change your comments, go back and delete something even if you want to. So we want to make it as interactive as possible for people.
Okay, got it. So one more question. I want to know that in future, do you have any plan for creating NFT staking platform where investors can stake the original art NFTs and earn reward, and some portion of it can also go to the original artist as well?
That's a really great idea. We're that's a really great idea. That we've thought about staking a bunch and the way to implement it. If we find a feasible way to argument it and to implement it, then I think it'd be definitely be possible. The only thing that we need, it just needs to be reasonable. And it must be it must be feasible. Otherwise, if we're just doing okay, you can stake every NFT from now on, we're just giving away funds. And unlike all of the crypto craze and all the DAOs we just saw here, we just don't want to. We have to make smart economic solutions with the platform. Otherwise, it's not sustainable. So, as much as I would want to make everything stakeable and to make everything um, earn you more money, it needs to be feasible. The bank, doesn't give out free checks unless Corona hits. So, it's got to be good.
Yeah, I can understand. So I also want to know that will artists be able to sell their physical art like paintings, sculptures along with NFTs on it on Cherish platform?
Yeah, so that's coming with the e-commerce. We're planning to really integrate a personal e-commerce system for everybody. So if you're yeah as if you make digital art and you have prints and people want to buy them from you, you'll be able to do it on platform. Hopefully with the CHC token. We're working together with Unigate, which is also a very excited platform on Cherry Network itself, to make that possible as smoothly as possible. Because right now, you want to buy something with crypto, you get a crypto credit card and this and that. So we're really working towards that, making that seamless integration between crypto and conventional fiat. So I think that's a really exciting thing that will also set us apart from other projects.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much and best of luck.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Great. And Aisha, you had a question for Marv. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Okay, my question for Cherish are that you mentioned in the beginning that you will select artists, right? I want to know that what will be the requirements for artists to get selected by Cherish platform? I mean, do artists have to be KYC'd, and do they have to be the native token holders?
Great question. So I've gotten that question a bunch of times over the last couple of days, and the thing is, we really don't want to KYC our artists. We really don't want to check everybody and make sure that they fit on a platform. It's really just something that we need to do initially to make sure we retain control over the platform. Imagine if we let 100,000 people in at the same time, it's chaos. You know, we can't see what we can't see where anything is going, and we really want to be careful with that nobody's doing illegal things. So in the beginning, we'll just have private talks with the artists and make sure they're up to the task to really promote us and push us to where we want to be, and go steal market share from other companies like Patreon and OnlyFans. You'll be we want to get rid of that system as soon as possible because it's open. We should be open to everybody, and it's going to be in the beginning. It might be KYC, just to know who we're dealing with, and if deals are being made. But after that, it's open to all, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, that's great. Okay, I also want to know that will artists going to select the subscription fee, or Cherish will determine that?
It will be fully customizable by the artists. They'll be able to customize what do I want to be for what content do I want subscribers, for what content should people tip me. For example, you have 10 images on your page, just saying, okay, for 10 CHC, people can view all like 4 of my images, but the last one they need to tip me another 10 CHC for that. So they'll tip another extra 10 CHC and then get the deal done. So artists will be able to fully customize how much or what they would want for each post. Also, just making posts free is completely possible. So people just tip you for whatever they want to tip you. So we really want to let the artists have their own choice in how that they want to attack this and how that they want to arrange their funds. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering that artists who are well known or famous and have a huge following, will they be able to get verified Cherish profile or account on your platform so that users, while going through different artists' profile, can easily identify famous and well known artists?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That is something that we'll have to do in the future. Of course, we want to. It's crypto, so we wouldn't want to do it with everybody that gets big. But if famous artists and stuff they want to get verified, we need to make sure that their fan base is safe and secure, and that people don't make fake accounts and stuff. But at the other side, we want to have freedom of expression. So if you're we don't want to go out and having to ban people, but that all comes together with managing the community and managing who has access to what. So I think the main thing that would be done is we're not a platform where people get discovered. We're a platform where people cater to the fan base that they have. So they'll probably be linked to us through another platform, and then get to us, because we don't. It's just like OnlyFans does. In OnlyFans, you don't really have an explore page for most of the people you want to find on there, or some people would like to find on there. But you're able to. They're able to get all their their audience from one side to their platform, and then make that work. Which is instant verification of some sort. So the verified check is a possibility, but I wouldn't want to say right now because it clashes a bit with our identity.
Got it. Okay, one more question from me. Okay, you guys are developing social media platform for artists and content creators, and there will be different artists from different countries, and they will be allowed to interact with fans. So I want to know that how are you planning on preventing hate speech and racism on Cherish social media platform?
Yeah, very good question. Well, that's why we're taking it easy and trying to set a standard. We want to be um, and on the platform. You won't end up where you won't want to end up. I feel like because we don't really have a lot of indexing. You'll be able to search up creators for sure, but we don't want have a lot of indexing. You won't really be where you want to be. We'll have some side of oversight over illegal and unjust things, or make everybody comfortable. But even if you know it's not hate speech in a sense where you won't have to interact with people who don't fit to whatever you conform to, right? So we're not promoting people having their echo chamber and preaching hate and all that stuff. We'll take stand against that. But if you don't like the color blue, you won't go to color blue pages and go to their website, right? You'll stay on your color, just to say it in that sense. But it's a very good question, and it's a problem that does need to be addressed, and prevention needs to be available for situations like that. But initially, you won't really notice anything else going on the website other than the things that you're specifically interested in. Do you have another question?
I think maybe cut out. We'll move over
Yeah,
to.
it makes sense. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Have a great day.
I imagine a lot of artists are dealing
Thank you
with
for
rape.
answering my questions.
I imagine a lot of artists are dealing with racism, politics with their art, and hate speech and things like that as well to sort of combat. Yeah, this dark side of the
It's
world.
a very difficult issue, and with social media, you most of the time you get overloaded with all that stuff. But we're not trying to shelter people. We're just trying to make a place where people can express themselves to their specific audience. And if their audience likes something else, something that you don't like, we're not here to say, okay, you can't say that because that doesn't fit to my norms or values. If that it's part of their culture or their norms and values, who am I to say what they can and cannot say? We're just to make sure that people have an outlet for their ideas. Although we won't promote stuff that is generally harmful for anybody out there.
Yeah. So we'll move on to Mike. You've got a question for Marv. Go ahead. No, okay. So yeah, we've had quite a few people join there while we've been chatting away, Marv. So yeah, if we could just maybe do a recap over the Cherish project, what's planned for the future and everything for any investors that joined in the middle of the AMA, that'd be great.
Sure thing. So to do a small recap, Cherish, social media content platform made for creators with the creators in mind, and really the platform for creators. We want to wait. I'm going to type for a second. It's going to be loud. We want to create a platform for everybody where everybody's equal, fight against censorship, but be fully decentralized, which would also help us fight against censorship because unless you hack 51% of all our nodes, which will be a pretty hard thing to do, next to impossible. People can't enforce their opinion, or stakeholders can't really push anything a certain way. Then for the future, we have lined up the first and foremost. Tomorrow we have our Cyber-Fi Samurai IDO. More details about that I'll talk in a sec if I'm allowed to. Then we'll do a smart contract audit. Then the 10th, we will be distributing all the tokens to all the people who bought in, and we will list on PancakeSwap. Then we have plans to list on at least the top 50 exchange. I know this is vague, but an exchange is something we're looking for in the future, because one day we want to move away from BSC. Then in the next quarter, we'll do our Cherry.js integration. So that's integration with the chain, and implement tipping and subscription, onboard a bunch of artists. In the meantime, we're also updating our user interface, and then we'll do commissions and e-commerce and accept credit cards and all that stuff. So we have a lot of things coming up, a couple of partnerships. People ask me always about partnership. Well, our biggest partnership is the fact that we're partnered with our chain. Imagine your favorite Ethereum project partnered with Vitalik himself. That's pretty huge if you have a connection like that. And then we'll launch an artist development fund as well to give artists with less fortunate opportunities a chance to really express themselves.
Yeah, if you want to go over the pre-sale, how investors can get involved, and the hard cap, it'll be vested as well over a 6-month period, so it'll be released over each few weeks or months.
Yes, certainly. I will. I'll just share this to you guys right now. It's an article that the big voice here. Yeah. So tomorrow we're doing our IDO on Cyberfi. I think it's going to go pretty smoothly, but you guys are still on time to get in. What that is a platform where you need to have a certain amount of tokens staked in the Cyberfi token to make sure of longevity and that we don't get targeted by bots and all that stuff, and we're getting real holders. So you'll need to go to their website, stake some of their token, and then you're ready to list for the whitelist, so you can get in tomorrow. I highly recommend, but actually I don't have anything to say. It's your money, but it'd be good if you join in. I'm really excited for the future, and we have some awesome backing. So I think somebody just shared it. Yeah, that in the article you can have a look at what how everything's gonna have to go and how you can get signed up. I know we've got a lot of hype in some other groups about the Cherish project, and we've got strong backing from the Cherry community as well. So make sure you get in there and you get active.
And we always say, anyone listening to the recording, if you've got any questions, we can get you over to the official Cherish Telegram safely in chat, and we share the recordings around the BSC and share that and pin that in our main chat. So anyone listening back to the recordings, also, we can get you over there. Do you have the VC open sometimes for investors to come in and talk, Mark?
We try to regular AMAs as much as possible. Right now, we did do an airdrop over the last few weeks, which has clouded our community a bit with people who are genuinely only interested in the free coins. So right now we're trying not to do that, because I know we'll just get bombarded by a question of when contracts, when distribution. So I think we're going to be trying to do that as much as possible over the next few months. Other than doing a short recap of what we've done that week in an AMA. So next week in the morning. Tomorrow in the morning we'll do an AMA as well for everybody who's invested in the Samurai IDO. I think that'll be fun. And if you want a small recap of what we just discussed, I sent you guys the admins a video as well. Maybe you can share it in chat, and that people can go over and check it out, because it explains quite nicely what we're trying to do here.
Great. Thanks very much for coming today. I think we've got Spin the Wheel as well for the investors that joined us in the call today. Cherish seems a really great project with great ideas for the social media platform and the NFT marketplace. I'm looking forward to the future for the team and the community there.
Awesome. All right, thank you guys so much
Thanks.
for having me, and I hope to see some names around the Cherish community and after we're done here. You know, look out for the the IDO, and maybe I'll be back here pretty soon. Who knows?
Okay, great. Thanks very